$12.
$12 for the what?
I don't know. I'm not sure how much it cost.
How many units?
I think it was like 6.
Oh, well, dependent upon the beer, that's not unreasonable. I
Yeah.
typically put like $10 as the cutoff point there on the sixer.
I fucking wish we had those prices here. Like a 6-pack is like close to 20 fucking bucks.
Are you what?
Well, it's because where I live in Canada, in Western Canada, our province, I think about 6 years ago, they introduced many more of these bullshit taxes hitting like whether it was your clothing, your food, and quite especially the booze. So like if you go into like whatever liquor store, you say you want to get a 24 case of beer, right? That alone is just a 24 case, cans or bottles, $60.
Jesus fuck.
Like, so if you're an alcoholic in Canada, you're a rich fucker.
You're paying for it. Yeah.
Like even even a 40 of whiskey, yeah, that's gonna hit you like $60. Doesn't matter like how big the name is, how small it is. It is fucking ridiculous.
So Edward 40 Hands is like an $80 or $120 ordeal. Jesus Christ.
That's an expensive bit.
Right?
It's like someone's like, we're Edward 40 Hands. Like that's like the rich person's party thing now. Like the McMansions of Canada are playing Edward 40 Hands. It's not the college kids.
Just picturing like the fucking Monopoly Man, all the wealthy fuckers in the world are doing it.
As we would say in the South, the gentilité. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Like that is. So that guy's gonna be really pissed off if he blacks out before he finishes both of those things. That sounds expensive.
I just lost my money on a $120 fucking investment. Fuck.
Yeah. Jesus. Because I mean, let's be real. If it's coming in a 40, it's not quality.
Nope.
No, but it's expensive if you live in Canada.
Right. Yeah, but that's what's so funny about it. That's like someone being mad about spilling Miller High Life.
Oh.
Like
I mean, if it's your last one, you have a reason to be mad.
I mean, that's fair.
Or if it's really cold and it gets you right in the ball bag.
Wait.
You're sitting down, you actually spill it on your nuts.
Oh my god! So we were thinking completely different things.
What were you thinking?
I thought about like the bottle swinging into
the nuts.
Oh,
yeah,
not you like dribbling it on your nuts.
Yeah, just accidentally spill it like a little bit. Now you have beer-soaked balls. That's a reason to be mad.
I mean, in America, one over the other might be worse, but in Canada, it's the same shit. You're either pouring down this expensive beer or alcohol. It's about the same equivalent as getting kicked in the nuts, too. So same shit on over here.
And with that, welcome everyone to the BPGN podcast.
A real kick in the nuts.
A real kick in the nuts, and that's how we're starting this episode, and it's fine. I am one of your hosts. I am the curator of horror, Chance Forshee. Today with me, I have
BIGREDGAMER
and
Gnome. I'm Papa Gnome.
We have Papa Gnome and BIGREDGAMER. Welcome, gentlemen.
Oh man!
Thanks for having me.
Fuck.
I'm just saying, welcome. We're all welcome.
Exactly. Fuck. October just fucking flew.
You know what to tell me. Holy shit.
Well, like, you guys saw the photos I sent you through Discord. Like, this past week, we got a total almost of like 4 feet of snow.
That's why I burned tires to help combat that.
It's just beyond fucked. Like, in a just matter of a few days, I go from like leaves and grass. Woohoo! Yeah, I hate it. My dog loves it though. She's just rolling around in it. I don't know, but
Yeah,
you
I can't be doing the cold like that.
no.
No.
But however, Mr. Curator, you just went to your first big convention as the Curator of Horror. Tell us how that was.
Okay, so yeah, I did the Halloween hangover at Barnes and Noble Libby Place in Richmond, Virginia. 2-day event, November 4th and 5th.
Mm.
But I flew in on the 3rd and I flew out on the 6th. So that I was there on either side of it. And yeah, I was one of the special I was the special guest is how I was listed in all of the material. But yeah, it was 20 it ended up being total over the 2 days over 25 different horror authors,
Holy
all
shit.
on site, all doing readings and panels and signing books and it was just bonkers. I had to I worked it, you know what I mean, though, like, I was a special guest, but I was working, like, I helped move the tables and chairs, I helped reset tables, I helped, do the announcements, like, I wasn't at my Barnes& and Noble,
No.
but I was at a Barnes& and Noble.
But you got to mess with
Uh
a couple of the displays, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, like, I got to redo their or help redo their, main horror table they had at the front of the store and add some new titles to that and freshen it up a bit. Um, and then I helped, like, set up all the tables, that all the authors were at with, like, body parts and, severed fingers and packaged brains and shit like that. Got to help them
Nice.
put all of that together, which was super cool. And I just got to meet so many cool people. Like I got to meet former BPGN guest Rachel Harrison in person.
The photos that of you with all these authors, including Rachel Harrison.
Yeah,
Rachel, how's it going?
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
You were a
And
nice guest. You can always come back.
oh,
always.
she's super down for that. Um, she truly is. That's not me just saying that.
Oh,
Like she really wants to do another one. But no,
her,
she's great. She says, "Stay fly, gentlemen."
we will.
Always
Um,
do.
but like to see like this event with like even majority of like these authors you have had on your show for
Mhm.
Terrifying Tomes, it looked like just
Yeah,
one big fucking Halloween nerd hangout. And it looked
yeah,
so
yeah.
fun, dude. Like,
I mean, that is a very accurate description. Hello, doctor. That is a very accurate description of it. Everyone's and I'm gonna have to do some editing before I send you the the ones I recorded there
for
because
sure.
I essentially, but I like I don't know. It's weird because I had the same conversation with everybody and it wasn't intentional. It was just I was having the same thoughts about how incredible it was. I'm gonna do it again right here, right now. Is how fucking everyone's such big fans of each other.
Yes.
So we've got 20 something horror authors there. They're getting up from their tables. They're going to everyone else's tables and getting them to sign books and buy them. Like everyone bought from everyone. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you're here. Thank you." And like everyone's just so supportive. It's crazy.
Like that alone is just an amazing community as
Yeah.
is. Like, holy shit. And yeah, like being big fans of one another. Um on your Twitter, my favorite fucking photo to ever come out from this Halloween hangover is your favorite author, Clay McLeod Chapman, in front of the Hollywood Cemetery, holding you in his arms while you're holding up a copy of Ghost Eaters. He's smiling, and you got the biggest grin on your
Yeah.
face, like yeah,
Yeah. So okay, so yeah, there was a bit of backstory that goes into that particular shot.
okay,
So obviously, Ghost Eaters, my favorite book of the year. I got the tattoo from it. I recently hung out with Clay McLeod Chapman in my city, Bowling Green, Kentucky, where I run the Barnes and Noble. Doctor, could you kindly go fuck yourself?
Damn.
Go fuck yourself. Thank you.
I just thought of that video where the guy's yelling that at his pissed off neighbor. Go fuck yourself. Fuck you, buddy. I'm gonna come up there and beat your ass. Go fuck yourself.
Okay, so yeah, I'd hung out with Clay. He'd seen the tattoo. He'd met the tattoo. I want to say he met Lonnie. So I'd had that experience. You got to loop me back. No, threw off my train of thought. I just remember my next sentence.
It's all good. But yeah, like
Clay, Richmond Cemetery. Okay, yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
Back. I'm back. No,
He's
you
back,
won't
baby.
derail me. It's gonna come back.
I didn't mean to. I apologize.
Let him finish.
Biting my tongue.
Okay, so Clay was there, got the tattoo, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so the beginning of Ghost Eaters takes place in the Hollywood Cemetery, which is a real cemetery in Richmond, Virginia, where some 1930s, starlets and Hollywood stars, early Hollywood, that were Richmond expats, got buried in their native soil. So that's when it was renamed, but it's really a big, giant fucking Confederate cemetery.
Holy shit.
But that's where the start of Ghost Eaters takes place, and they specifically mention the grave of W.W. Poole, which is the grave that the picture that you are speaking of takes place in front of.
Oh, no shit.
Who is known as the Richmond Vampire. There's a bunch of urban legends about it, that he crawls out of the tomb and stalks. Many reasons why, but it's been around. It's a urban legend that's been around for 100+ years at this point. But Clay wrote that in the book, that's where they're trying to do like a seance kind of thing, or not a seance. At the beginning of the book, they're trying to steal. I don't remember what they were trying to steal. His jawbone, something like that. Like they needed a piece of him for a spell kind of thing. But Silas was also on drugs, so who knows? But it takes place in that tomb, and so yeah, I got to go to Hollywood Cemetery with Clay McLeod Chapman. And do it. But the copy of Ghost Eaters that was present was brought by Michael Robinson, who is the mayor of Burkittsville, Maryland, which is the city that the Blair Witch Project takes place in.
Oh, fuck.
I know, right?
I'm just going back to our Halloween talk, and I don't know if it was that mayor or a mayor before that in his candidacy he announced we're gonna find those kids.
Yes,
like
that is Michael. That is my friend. Yeah, that was like right after he was actually mayor. One of his first tweets he put out on his personal account is, "We are gonna find those kids." On his personal account.
Yeah.
But also like Burkittsville is like tiny. It's a village. It's not even a city or a town. It's a village.
Oh wow, just very small.
Yeah, itty bitty.
Shit.
But yeah, Michael showed up. I had told him we had planned on doing 10 o'clock Hollywood Cemetery. So it's like me, Clay McLeod Chapman, Rachel Harrison, Michael Seidlinger, Brian McCauley, Alex Norcross, Preston Fossil, Lindsay Lerman. I think that's everybody. Then
did you see Nat Cassidy?
Nat did not join us for the cemetery.
Oh shit.
But you feel silly.
He and his wife slept in,
Ah.
which I mean I get, but this was super fun. But then like we're all kind of standing there, and then Michael just cruises in, and I hadn't told anybody Michael was coming because I wasn't 100% sure he was.
Yeah.
And then like he kind of slows down and he points out the window, and I was like, Michael. And everyone's like, who? And I was like, that's Michael Robinson. He's the mayor of Burkittsville, Maryland, where Blair Witch took place. And they were like, oh, what? Like,
you know him?
And I was like, yeah. And he's just like, I have something for you. And I was like, what?
Was it the head of that missing girl?
Oh. I was wondering where you got this.
Oh, that's fucking sick.
And do you want to know what the best part?
What?
It's made from real wood from the Burkittsville forest.
No shit. That's awesome.
That's fucking dope.
You're gonna need a lot more shelves for horror memorabilia, buddy.
I know. But like, he was like, "Oh yeah, I got this for you," and I was like, "Oh my god, like how?"
Be
Send
nice,
Richard.
Chucky. Don't tip it
Yeah,
over.
Charles. uh, like he knocked over White Horse during Erica Worth's interview.
Yup.
Bastard. He straight up knocked it over.
Oh, I know, and I had to rewind that a few times. Like he did
I
not,
know.
and I look back and it's just like I ain't reading
Yeah,
today. It's like,
yeah. Chucky
dude,
wasn't
the
into it,
fuck.
man. But yeah, Michael gave me that, which is awesome. But yeah, we walked to the Hollywood Cemetery, and when we took that picture, Michael had brought his copy of Ghost Eaters
Okay.
for Clay to sign, which is why we had one at the cemetery.
Ah.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, but then when Clay and I went to pose, because I was like I'm not gonna get a picture in front of this fucking tomb with Clay, like,
Well, yeah.
uh, but when I went up there to pose with him with the book, he just picked me up. Like it was not talked about, it was not planned.
He just scooped you up.
Clay just scooped me up. So
Like a
that
prom date.
face, exactly. My face in that moment is my face. Like,
Yeah, like to me again, it's just this big, huge grin, and I'll throw it up on here. But yeah, just this big grin of a happy curator, just like, yay, me, my favorite author.
yeah.
But how about this? So how was there any like cool, fun after parties after like each night?
Yeah, so I mean, a little of both. I mean, both nights were great.
Yeah.
Like Thursday night, I was pretty much just with James, who is the store manager of that store and the one of the main people behind the Poet and the Pilgrim. So I was with him until I don't know 11 o'clock or so, and then I just went up to the hotel. Um, but yeah, Friday night, me and Clay and like Todd Kiesling and his wife and Matt Cassidy and his wife and Brian and Michael and like I mean, there was a huge fucking group of us. All went out to a taco restaurant,
Mm.
and we sat outside, and everyone just it was great. The bartender bought me a beer, and I never really found out why, so I'll take it.
Shit. You got a fan behind the bar.
I guess so.
Unfucking real.
But yeah, we did that, and then Clay took us to an ice cream shop, so we did that too. But then everyone was like, "Okay, it's you know, we gotta go," and I was like, "Yeah, that's cool. We'll call it a night." And I was like, "Who am I getting a ride with?" And like everyone was like going in a direction completely opposite of where my hotel was. So I was like, "I'll get an Uber," and I was far enough away that like I had like 3 Ubers cancel before
What?
before I got one. So I'm just like standing on a street corner in downtown Richmond, Virginia.
Is Richmond a kind of sketchy city or no?
Ah, yeah.
Because when I went to Baton Rouge, we had a lift cancel on us last second, and we were in a sketchy area,
Yeah.
and yeah, that was terrifying because we were like, "This is not a great
I
place to be at."
Yeah, I was standing in a very well lit area
Okay.
next to shops that were still open.
Smart.
I made sure and I made sure to stay there. I was like, oh, maybe I can walk and maybe find something. Nope. No, I would like I had that thought. I was like, no. I stand right here. It's well lit. There's an ice cream shop that's open for another 20 minutes right behind me.
I'll go pick me up a
Like,
rocky road and wait for my fucking car.
yeah, like no, I had just had a lavender honeycomb scoop from them. That was delightful.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
So,
So
go
yeah,
ahead.
that one was fun. But night two, several of us went to a rooftop tiki bar
Oh, that's
uh
awesome.
in Richmond and had food. Um, food was okay. Service was terrible.
Mm.
I won't name the place, but service was bad.
What was wrong with it?
Like, were they just
Uh,
taking too long with your food and
non-existent.
drinks?
I
Oh,
don't
Like
know.
like once the order was put in, everything happened quickly. Getting the order put in,
Took forever. But now, was there a lot of
and
people?
we were a party of 10. Like, how do you ignore a party of 10?
Well, yeah.
Was there a lot of people up there, or was it just like you
I
guys?
mean, no, I mean, there was other groups, but not enough that. I mean, I did this for 20 years. Like,
Like to justify that? Yeah.
yeah, no,
No.
there is no reason.
No.
Like, when I wanted a drink, I waited. I literally waited 5 minutes. Server never came back. So I went downstairs to the bar down there and ordered a drink and brought it back up.
You know your fucking like service sucks when like the customer has to find you to order something.
I literally walked flights of stairs to order a drink because the
How
server
many?
didn't come.
That's bull. Doesn't
mean,
matter. He shouldn't have to fucking get out of his seat to order a damn
Yeah.
drink, man.
Zigzag flight down and zigzag flight up.
That's rough.
Jeez.
Yeah.
There,
Yeah, right?
that's,
Come on.
That's so fucked.
Get your shit together. But then we ended up several of us ended up at a super dive bar. Like, we walked in and it just smelled like weed, and we were like, yeah,
This is our jam.
super divey, downtown Richmond. It was called Town Hall. And that place was dope as fuck. But yeah, we were taking very super cheap shots, and when they announced that the bartender announced that Aaron Carter had died, and then gave us all Jello shots.
Holy fuck.
Aaron Carter is dead at 34. Here's a fucking Jello shot. Like, right on.
All right.
Are we celebrating his death or are we mourning? I'm getting
I
mixed signals here.
I didn't ask questions.
Yeah,
I just
no
took
shit.
a Jello shot.
Fuck.
I don't say no to a free Jello shot.
Oh hell no. You gotta
Usually
find
have
a
to
drink,
show my
take it.
tits.
And they were strong.
Oh,
That's the-
No,
those
but
are
it
the
was a
best
great
ones.
time. I got so many new connections. I got so many new friends.
nice.
I got to talk to the president of the Horror Writers Association. I got to talk to Brian Keene, who's been doing this for decades. Like, I got to talk to amazing people and made a lot of inroads. So yeah.
It was also like I can imagine like a nice vacation too. Like, yeah, sure you were working at this thing, but
Yeah.
like, you know, I think you've mentioned a couple times like you haven't been on a plane in a long ass time.
Yeah, no, first time in 12 years.
Who'd you fly with?
Allegiant.
Oh, they didn't lose your shit, did they?
No, it was all carry on.
Okay,
Oh,
good. Smart man.
smart.
Yeah. Well,
And what's
because with Allegiance, they nickel and dime you for everything. So
Yeah.
I just paid for the carry on, and I was like, "You assign my seat. I don't give a shit where I sit. Like, it's an 81-minute flight. It's
Oh,
cool."
yeah.
What airport you go to?
I flew out of Nashville into Richmond,
Oh,
and then vice versa.
Mm.
Richmond though gave me the full dong pat down and the TSA.
Really? In Nashville didn't?
Oh, no, Nashville, I just went right through. Richmond, though, I went through the weird overhead like thing,
X-ray
Oh
machine.
yeah, it just spins around you kind
and they
Yeah.
were like, "There are multiple red areas in your pants, sir." I was like, "Okay," and yeah, they were like, "I'm touching your buttocks," and it's like, "Yep,
I
Well,
know.
that's my butt you're touching.
I am aware. Thank you."
And
And they're
you're
like,
telling me this
I will
about
now
you
be
too.
touching your penile area. And it's like, yep, I can feel it.
I
I always
think
think
they were
about
like-
the idea.
They were like, "Do you want to go to a private area?" And I was like, "No,
I can
I'm
strip
fine.
down here. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, like I'm good." He's like, "I am checking your waistband," and I'm like, "Yep." But then he
Okay.
was like, "We are testing for explosive residue," and I was like, "Okay." Like,
That's so
yeah,
fucked.
no issues through Nashville. Super big issues through Richmond.
I think the
Uh,
only
but-
place I ever had an issue, like airport wise, I think it was like Denver. Denver airport I had an issue with. It was kind of like the same.
Is that the one with the fucking crazy red-eyed Bronco
Yes.
statue?
Yeah.
Yep. It also
Oh,
has
that place
paintings.
is haunted as fuck.
I
It
can
also has like
imagine.
apocalyptic paintings all over the place too,
Yeah, that place is like a hellmouth.
and it's also probably an underground bunker. And there's also several other buildings that the public does not have access to. That actually nobody has access to. It's really fucking weird.
Yeah, like for me, like I went through
Conspiracy theory Jones over here.
I went through
I watched too much Wendigoon. I'm sorry.
I went through the same X-ray like you did, like you just described their chance. Yeah, that whole one, the whole fucking thing spins around you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah, I guess it's just like how you look. Like the reason why TSA pulls you aside, and because like
Like,
even for me too, like I was like all in black, jeans, big bearded dude, and yeah, without fail, I usually get pulled aside, like by the TSA or whatever. You got anything on you? Check my pockets, dude. I got nothing on me.
My
Yeah.
favorite thing to say is when I get singled out by TSA.
that gets me singled out by TSA.
Ugh. All because of the
Was it,
mustache, the beard, the long hair. Like, calm down.
was it because you look like a store brand Charles Manson?
I didn't carve a backwards Nazi symbol in my head.
You know what, Gnome? I was mentally thinking something Charles Manson a bit. I'm like, I was gonna say like, leave him alone. He's not Charles, okay? He loves Charles Lee Ray. He does not the Charles. I'm like, okay, he's a curator horror. Show some motherfucking respect.
Deep down, you're like, I see a little bit of Manson in that. Those my eyes.
Nah.
I am the curator though.
I just think of like Wyatt Earp from Tombstone. Like the mustache.
mm,
The mustache is that
Right.
like horror western, just western vibes
Yeah.
I get from you usually. But no, Manson. There's many others I could say who look way too much like Manson.
Did you guys ever watch the Brightest Kids You Know?
yes.
I love the sketch when they're trying to like sell jewelry and shit, and Charles Manson calls. He starts reading his poem, and the two hosts of this show just start choking each other. They make him stop reading, Charles, and they're like, it's like the pretty flower has the pretty little bee, and they're just fucking strangling each other, trying to murder each other. And still reading the stupid fucking poem.
So one more thing I want to ask you on this topic there, Chance, with 9 minutes left.
Yeah.
When you and I messaged each other on Twitter every now and then, you mentioned that you were approached by fans.
Yeah.
How did that feel in person for complete strangers to come up to you and be like, "Hey, I love your show"? Like how'd that feel?
Yeah. I mean, it was fucking wild, man. Really, there was one that I thought was like one person I knew from Twitter.
Okay.
So when they came up, I recognized them from Twitter.
Mm.
But they were very kind and they were like, "Yeah, you are where I get my book recommendations from.
Shit.
Like, I know if you have them on the show, they're worth reading." And yeah, I thought that was really nice, and that they had driven to see me, and they had even said on Twitter, like, "I really hope there's buttons when I get there tomorrow." And I was like, "I will make sure there is a button." Like, uh, but another was Steph, who was a bookseller at Libby Place,
Okay.
where the event took place. And what was so funny about this is that she had found the podcast on some random Facebook horror book group, that someone had
What?
shared the podcast on this group, and she had started listening. And I'm there in the store, like helping get stuff set up. This is on Friday.
Yeah.
And she goes to Tiff, who's the assistant manager there, who really was the ringleader in putting this whole thing together.
Okay.
And was like, "I'm listening to this podcast, and this guy just keeps bringing up Halloween Hangover and Barnes and Noble Libby Place. Like, why is this guy talking about this?" And Tiffany was like, "That's Chance. That's Chance.
That's
The guy
him.
that's over there with at the table setting up his laptop. Like, that's Chance."
The guy that helped you carry in tables and chairs and
Yeah.
greeted you, that's him. That's Curator.
And like, as Tiff described her face, was just kind of like, she was like, So she came up to me and was like, she was so kind, but she was so nervous all of a sudden. Like I had helped her do stuff earlier in the day, and now that she had realized who I was, she was nervous around me, which I was like, that's ridiculous. But she wanted to get a selfie with me, and she was like, "Can I have a button?" I was like, "Yes, you can have a button." Like it was really sweet.
How mad you have been if she out of nowhere she's like, "You're on my dad's age."
Whatever.
Shit.
I'm
can't get
used
the
to
button
that.
back, bitch.
But I mean, I did have like Raw Dog Screaming Press, who I mean, their press is it created multiple Stoker Award winning publications. Said they were excited to meet me, and that I'm a famous bookseller.
I think your employer better start paying you a little better.
Well, if they don't, I have people that will. So
The idea of your own bookstore. I can't remember what episode it was, but like the idea of it being like not just your a basic, bookstore with a cafe, but like after hours it turned into a bar.
Yeah.
I don't read much books, but I'd fucking check that shit out in a heartbeat.
You don't pay with money, you pay in other ways.
Oh no.
No, I mean, like we've got a coffee shop in town called Spencer's that already has draft beer
Okay.
and canned beer, and they've got this nice little outdoor space, and like I think there's very much a market for a bookstore that's also a bar.
Oh, absolutely. If there could be
And
such a thing as barcades as of like the
yeah,
last few years, there's a
yep.
home for bookstores that serve booze easily.
I think it's an untapped market.
Ah, nice.
Fuck you, gnome.
That was a good one.
I think it's an untapped market, and I think it's something I would love to do. But the bookmobile with the hearse, that's for sure going to happen. So stay tuned for endless pictures on my Instagram of me in a hearse.
I say when you go for photos, like this just sounds maybe a bit of a copycat, but it works. Go like Rob Zombie Dragula, like the whole get up, do the makeup, like you're
So,
the
okay, yeah. We're starting with just whatever hearse we can get, right?
Yeah.
Just for the credibility. And then as things progress and build, and Poet and Pilgrim's got a billion things going on that are all going to be delicious.
Yeah.
But as it goes, like I eventually want like a fucking hot rod hearse.
Oh,
But
so we talking
I'm
like
gonna
Munster
start.
Stagecoach?
I mean, not maybe to that extreme, but there's plenty of pictures if you go look that people can have like 1960s, 1970s hearses that they converted into hot rods.
Oh, I love that look.
And it's the sexiest goddamn thing in the world. And I want one.
Oh.
And it's now my mission. I wish to be that, like, well, I'll never be. But you know what I mean? Like the Elvira, like
You want to be like a big horror icon.
I want to be Joe Bob Briggs. There we go.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one.
That's the most like common that I can do. Like, or like even a Svengoolie. I'd be
Ooh,
down for a Svengoolie.
yeah. It just like whether it be that or like just any horror icon of a high status, whether it's like Vincent Price, Elvira,
Right.
you name it.
Yeah.
You want to be up there, which
But I
that's
want to be the guy that's like known for talking about it. And I don't know if there's ever really been one of those. That's why I'm like leaning towards like Svengoolie. Which Midwesterners know Svengoolie is.
but like just think you get to that icon status, you're in an airport making your next convention flight, and a kid points is just like, "Mom, who's that guy over there?" But like, that's Curator horror. Chance
Curator.
Forshee. Yeah, it's
You stay away
Curator.
from him, or he'll steal your soul.
Yeah.
I mean, I was already getting like that's the Curator.
Oh,
Like,
nice. There you go. You're already on your way with that little bit.
Yeah.
all you need is just a trench coat, duster, you know,
Yeah. When
and then be a
when I was
real true horror
describing
icon.
when I was describing like Rob Zombie's like look on like Dragula or Living Dead Girl music videos,
Mhm.
like that trench coat, maybe a top hat, but like have that like like the pale white face and everything. Give him a cane with like a skull on top of it. That's Curator right there, easily. And
Yeah,
like to be like an un. Oh, can't believe I'm gonna say it like this, but when you look at Rob Zombie in those, he looks like an undead pimp.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
sent.
See, I'm more like into the ska zombie.
Oh, I
What?
yeah.
I was thinking more of like a Wild West look for you with
No,
the
Yeah,
duster.
but he's a ska kid though. It works
I
for
am
him.
Oh,
kind of good, but I mean, I'm not against the Wild West look. Me as the cowboy got lots of reactions from the ladies,
That was a good. That was a good photo.
like way more than I anticipated. So I was like, oh, maybe I should kind of lean into the cowboy thing.
Well, even when you
me,
get to that, what the fuck is the other convention you're going to? That's in Pittsburgh
Joker
next year.
Con,
Thank you, thank you.
yes,
Definitely go for like that Western horror vibe.
yeah. I don't know. I'll be competing with Stephen Graham Jones there, dude.
Ooh,
Though he did say on Twitter to that picture of me as the cowboy, which we'll put up
yeah,
as a thirst trap. Um, but he did say them some bad boots.
those were some good boots.
So I got that from Stephen Graham Jones, and they did got a custom pair of boots that feature stuff from My Heart Is a Chainsaw and The Only Good Indians.
Man, custom like leather boots like that have to be like a pretty penny.
And they were a gift.
Oh shit.
I would
Yeah.
love to have Lemmy's like this same style as Lemmy, his
Oh
boots.
yeah, where he's got like the Calvary like squared off.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think if I were to ever rock a pair of like boots, I'd say that for me too.
Let me just tell you guys, boots look amazing. Um,
Hmm.
they suck to walk in and uh to
I know.
get on and off.
Yeah, I have a huge pair of Irish setters elk tracker boots that I got for work. Those were super uncomfortable because they go almost entirely up my leg.
Yeah.
I'm only
And
laughing because when you mentioned boots were hard to get on and off, all I could think of is Zombieland with Tallahassee. He's like, "Help me with the boots." He's like just
Yeah.
waving like, "I'll do it myself." That's all I
Um,
could think of.
I can't get mine off by myself. Kim has to help me every time.
Oh man.
I
And
just
like
hope when you pop them off,
I
it makes the sound.
yeah. No, sir. They just gives me leg cramps.
Oh, like in the calf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine there.
Yeah.
So, my topic, keeping it easy for you guys. We'll do we'll just go around. We're each gonna say
And a sitcom.
our favorite sitcom. Could be live action, could be animated, and it's just your personal preference. What your favorite sitcom was. Top
Okay,
5.
mine are gonna be completely out of order. So
Oh yeah, mine too. It's
That's
all
yeah.
just
good.
mine.
All right. Okay, so I will kick this off. I'm gonna go with Ugly Americans.
I do miss that
Oh
show. That was a really good
It
show.
was a good show, underrated for its time, in my
Severely.
opinion.
yeah.
Like I loved this whole atmosphere where it was like humans living alongside of like demons, monsters, like fairy tale creatures, you fucking name it.
Yeah.
And this guy Mark who works in like social services, he has like this support group all get together, and it's like this weird concoctions of like different monsters. Like one of them is just a brain stem. That's all it is. He just has a thing for just hooking up with other brains, whether it's a brain monster or whoever else. But yeah, such a fucking great show. Um, how about you there, Chance?
Um I'm gonna go with Spaced.
I just
Never heard of it.
It's really good. It's on Amazon Prime. All
Yes,
the seasons. I recommend
only the
it.
2, and it's British, so it's like 12 episodes.
So
Um,
go ahead.
yeah, British seasons or series are much shorter, but no, Spaced is Edgar Wright, Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, their first like major thing together, and oh my god, it's one of the funniest fucking things in the world. It's slackers in the late 90s in England, pretending to be a professional couple to rent a flat, and shenanigans ensue.
I fucking love those guys.
And this
You'd love it if you love Sean. If you love Hot Fuzz,
I
I
love it.
mean the inspiration for Sean is in this show.
Yeah, it's a Resident Evil episode.
Yeah,
I love that bit. Like it once you
so
watch
good.
this show, Gnome, all the actors in the show, you're like, oh fuck, I've seen this one in Hot Fuzz.
Yep.
I've seen
Yep.
you will immediately go shit.
This one at World's End.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The and you've had this clip on your stream so many times of like now take your 50p and get out. It's like the crying
Yeah.
kid out the comic store.
That's one of my favorite bits. It was that was from the start of season 2.
Oh, okay.
Where the Phantom Menace had come out.
Yes.
So they do a bit where it shows Tim burning all, which Tim is Simon Pegg, show him burning all of his Star Wars memorabilia like Luke burns Vader in Return of the Jedi to the same music while he's wearing a robe. And then, yeah, it shows him like lashing out at a child who's trying to buy a Jar Jar figure
Yeah.
at his comic shop that he works at. It's like, you weren't there in the beginning. You understand how important it was? How good? All you know is this hop, top, jump, jump toy advert of a whatever. And he goes on.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't care if you've been saving up your 50p. You can take your pocket money and get out.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to like an outdoor shot, and the kid just runs up there and goes,
Yeah, there's like this ugly cry running away, and then like shortly
Which-
after, like he does the
Yes.
same bit too, where like the owner I think fired him or some shit.
Yes, his boss fires him
Yeah.
for how he's been acting. And then he does the exact same run out from the exact same angle, just going.
Yeah, no, if like you
Yeah,
just said,
you gotta watch it, buddy.
if you love the Cornetto trilogy, you know, Shaun of
Yeah.
the Dead, Hot Fuzz,
World's End.
yeah, you will love Spaced. Without Spaced, there is no Cornetto trilogy, in my opinion. Yeah, awesome pick. No, what about you?
Favorite sitcom? I'm going to throw first one out there, Malcolm in the Middle.
Fuck yeah.
That's good.
An old classic, you know, had its
Yeah.
moments. Hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Honestly, my most favorite memory of Malcolm in the Middle has nothing to do with the show, but more with the theme song.
Okay.
My mom was briefly married to a man,
Hmm.
who we'll call R.
Okay.
And R, liked he was military, so he liked to have very stringent rules, and run things like it was military.
Yeah.
And he tried to tell us something to do one night. I don't remember much detail past that, other than we all launched into "You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now, and you're not so good."
Oh,
And he was,
he was mad.
well, you know, he was white man fragile.
Oh, fuck.
really
So
popped his ego.
he was like, I'm just gonna go to bedroom. Like, he was such a fucking pussy.
Oh, fuck. Dweeb.
He was. I would go. I could go into so much more. I won't. He was just. Yeah. He was a piece of shit.
I could see why she was briefly married to him.
They got it annulled. So
Oh
What's that mean?
shit! Annulled
Yeah.
means like
means
say,
it never legally it never happened.
yeah. So like say like if
Ooh.
you like it's in very early stages of the marriage where like if it's like fresh, you can get it annulled and like not divorced or any of that shit.
Right.
Like you said, never happened. They fucking MIB that shit.
Yep.
not the couple personally, but to the government. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The government's like, you fucked up. We'll ignore this.
We'll give you a mulligan on this one.
So good choice on Malcolm in the Middle there, Gnome.
It's gone.
Pretty
Haven't
good
seen
with that one. I'll take that. It's been a while since I've gotten Gnome.
Oh yeah, last time was like the Limp Biscuit. That was the biggest one we got from him. Good. The next one I'll give in for favorite sitcom. It sucks. It got canceled on a cliffhanger. My Name is Earl.
Mm.
I enjoyed it very much. I like Jason Lee as a skateboarder and an actor. Like I enjoyed a lot of like him being a part of like the Kevin Smith films. Obviously Brody from Mallrats and a chocolate covered pretzel.
But him as Azazel in Dogma.
I finally watched Dogma for the first time. It's so fucking hard to find it. And lo and behold, I
It's
go
on YouTube.
Yeah, I found the whole thing that was on YouTube.
Yeah.
And
YouTube has just been turning a blind eye because legally no one can release it right now.
Why is that?
It's held up in multiple rights situations. So, but YouTube has had this one very fucking clean upload of it for a long time.
For 2 years, I saw.
No one's, it's fine. No, we don't see that.
Hey, editor, take this part out.
No, it's
fine.
if you think it's fine. Yeah. If you think that they're gonna find out the Dogma is on YouTube for free from the BPGN podcast,
You're sorely mistaken.
Yeah, I would love for that to be true, my friend.
Yeah.
I would love for that.
As publicity.
Let's do it. Oh my God, can you imagine?
Be like,
okay, sure, let's do that.
I'm gonna get roughed up in the streets one day because you're one of the assholes that got Dogma taken off YouTube, aren't you? I tried to save it. Save it.
I'll be walking around like, you got a familiar voice. Are you on a podcast? I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm like, oh, what's the name? BPGN podcast. Oh, you're the schmucks that got the fucking Dogma ripped off YouTube.
Yep. Fuck you.
But yeah, watching it for the first time, like, cause it's a bitch to find it on DVD. And I heard there was a bunch of
you're paying some heavy secondary prices. I very much regret selling my copy.
Oh, and like I heard this was very controversial. I'm like, it's Kevin Smith, but what about? And I watch it. I'm like, oh, it's about this topic. No shit. Like it was getting flagged left, right. Like I lost my shit laughing at Buddy Christ. Yeah, we replaced the original Jesus being crucified with Buddy Christ, just to call it What was it?
Wow, Catholicism.
Yeah, wow, Catholicism, like done like comic style. I'm like, holy shit. But yeah, quite the cast for that too. Chris Rock, Selma Hayek, like, yeah. But
I love when they're like, wise men don't just fall out of the sky, Thunk.
Yeah.
And Chris Rock hits.
Yeah.
It's like, big titty women don't just fall out of the sky,
You can see Silent Bob just like fucking hoping it happens next.
I love when they reference that in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, talking shit about Dogma with Ben Affleck. And sometimes we do, start naming off the movies they were in.
And sometimes the director says you owe him a favor.
He's just sitting in it's like, what was it, Matt Damon sitting in church just like reading a Bible, like oh, there's Loki. Yeah, oh, it's so good. But yeah, I would say My Name is Earl for for another
Yeah.
pick of mine. Like
Yeah.
it's it's funny its own way. It's that like redneck kind of like sitcom. Good funny moments, but a lot of big name actors that appeared in that
Yeah.
show. Like, good God.
I love Turtle Man. He was my favorite.
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't say Chubby Jr., Burt Reynolds' kid, who was played by Norm Macdonald.
God, he was in there. But yeah, I just
Yeah.
love Turtle Man because he's just so goofy. Like, didn't give a shit.
Oh, yeah, good shit. All right. What's next on your list there, Chance?
Okay, so yeah, I said space first. Seinfeld, I think, would probably go next for me.
All right. Still a series I never even tried.
Oh my god. So Seinfeld's one that I think is unique, and that it can only exist in the time period that it existed in.
Yeah.
If you introduce like everyone having a cell phone,
The whole show would
into
be pointless.
the whole show ceases to exist.
I mean, the show is pointless, but
Yeah.
it would definitely have,
But yeah,
have
like
better outcomes.
exactly the conflicts that they can create is
Solely
we
exist
said
because
we were meeting at this movie theater. I don't know. Where are they? Oh, I better go to the payphone. Oh no, they weren't there to answer. Like they were uniquely 90s problems
Oh, easily.
in New York City.
in
Yeah.
New York City. Yeah. So yeah, you can't continue that. You can't redo that. It doesn't work anymore.
No.
But I will say that Seinfeld is
A
one of the
masterpiece.
it's a masterpiece. Like I laugh harder at it than almost any other show. Even I mean, I've been watching it for decades. Like literal decades. I've been
Nice.
watching the show. Um the characters are so memorable. Like everyone knows the soup Nazi.
Oh, yeah.
It turned out he was real and has banned the
Yeah.
host, the
Yeah.
main stars of that show from ever coming in.
I
What?
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, no, the soup Nazi was based off of a real dude who ran a real soup spot. And once he found out what
They
they
made
had
fun of him.
done, yeah, he was like, no one from Seinfeld ever shops at my store again.
Holy shit.
No
No
soup
soup for you.
Nice timing, you guys. All right.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
like
a classic.
And they referenced so much current media from that era, which does date it, but it's so funny.
With like how it's engraved. Like,
Yeah.
this was going on like at this point in time in
Yes.
history, which makes it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
product of its
even
time.
very more prevalent in its time, because it wasn't like referencing just obscure things or whatever. Just like
No,
a
like
general thing.
OJ's.
It was
They bring up OJ Simpson and
very specific.
yeah,
Yeah, which makes it
yeah,
great.
yeah. It exists in its time, but it's hilarious because of that. Like it's this delicious microcosm of the '90s that you can watch, and you can get a feel of what. I mean, Seinfeld set the bar for comedy for the next 20 plus years. I mean, you don't get 30 Rock. You don't get Modern Family. You don't get. I mean, there's so many shows that just don't exist
Because of
if
this.
you don't have Seinfeld as the baseline of it.
I will say this: Jerry Seinfeld was the face of that show, but the brains behind it is the man who made Curb Your Enthusiasm. I can't think of his name.
Larry David.
Larry David, yes, that.
Now, Larry David was responsible for the first several seasons of Seinfeld.
Oh, that's
but
what I'm saying.
he left, and Jerry was pretty much the guy. And Jerry took it all the way to the end.
I think it was like the 8th season he left. He quit and then came back for the 9th.
And then they were like, they offered Jerry, Seinfeld money, and he said no to do another season.
Wow.
A smart man, because
You can
But
only carry a show
he
on for
gets,
so long.
but I mean, he
But-
gets. I mean, can you imagine the amount? Like, actually, I'm going to look it up. Because I need to know what Seinfeld money is right now.
Like especially
Buku
like
bucks to this
for
day off just
royalties,
Seinfeld alone.
probably for royalties as well for how many times like it gets aired.
Exactly, like the syndication rights.
Yeah, like I know Friends went with that too, where they got syndication rights and royalties, and they still get paid for how many times their episodes air as well.
$950 million.
Oh, that per year or like
That's his net worth.
damn. Go Jerry.
$950 million for being a terrible actor.
And a terrible comedian.
I think
Yeah.
that was like one of the biggest things that didn't
But
draw
that was
me to
like that was the
Seinfeld.
bit, right? Like that was the bit of Seinfeld is that Jerry is not good at what he does.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's successful enough to have this apartment and to continue to do stuff, but he's still just hanging out and doing. He doesn't ever like move to the next level. Jerry is just good enough.
Okay.
I remember like watching I think it's called The Green Room. And I think it was the episode with they had Bo Burnham on.
Fuck, I thought you were talking about the horror movie, and I was like,
Yeah, me
yes.
too.
No, that's like I'm not sure. Like I know they record like a few episodes or like whatever. But they have like a lot of big name comedians on the stage, like with the crowd obviously around them, and they
Okay.
just kind of like riff back and forth and talk and all that. And there was one episode, with Bo Burnham, and it was like Jerry Seinfeld and like a bunch of other huge names.
It was like one huge bill, pretty much.
Yeah. And Bo starts off with like, first of all, who are you guys? Just to really take a shot at their ego because they're all old as shit. And he was like in his mid to late 20s
Okay.
on his rise to stardom. But yeah, like I think Jerry Seinfeld like talked about like not really having like any trauma as a kid compared to like a lot of other comedians that have like something fucking wrong with them. He's like, I'm a normal dude. And so like, I have to find different ways to being funny because I don't have that demon in me that makes me hysterical.
Practically being like the sad clown, pretty much.
Right.
You're taking all your trauma and making it into laughs for others.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like that. Well, that explains a lot.
That does.
Because you fucking suck.
What would be your next pick, Gnome?
Not the field. The league.
The League.
That had Nick Kroll in it.
Yep. Yeah, it's a show where this group of friends plays fantasy football.
Okay.
But like they just get like, I would say it's as close to Seinfeld as we can get.
Close to Seinfeld as you can get is The League.
John LaJoie in it, which is the guy who did the song, "Show Me Your Genitals" from many years ago.
Fuck. Okay.
And he makes songs in that too, or he made songs in that, and like they make like a lot of like football references and shit. And yeah, they just get like the like weird wacky situations. Like one of the guys is fucking one of his friends' ex, and his friend is not happy about it and wants to kill him.
Reasonable.
Yeah, and or like that same friend later on starts dating another girl who's allergic to semen. And it's just like they find themselves in some goofy ass hijinks. Like one of them won the season of like fantasy football, so he gets a big statue of him of himself, and that becomes the new trophy. And he's like parading around with it, and then puts it down and falls on it, and it goes in his ass. and he goes, "I'm inside of me."
Good shit.
Fantastic show, and the football part for like 90% of it takes a back seat.
Okay, so it's kind of like the background while this is all going. Oh, okay, that's fair.
Yeah, it's like it plays like a small role in it, or like they get themselves into some hijinks trying to fuck each other over for trades and shit. But you're like, I don't care about the football part. This is hilarious.
Yeah, Oh, for sure.
It's absolutely fantastic show.
All right, so we got the league for you.
Mhm.
This one, I have a feeling it's probably on all of our lists because we love this show, all of us, all the bits. Community.
Oh yeah.
Community, hands down. I I fucking love it. It's like a simple little sitcom set in a community college with like all these different walks of life. And just shit goes fucking bananas.
Yeah.
Like it'll
Crazy Town Banana Pants, I believe is the term.
yes. Crazy Town Banana Pants. Favorite characters in the study group. Favorite character, you only got one.
Chevy Chase's character.
Oh,
Pierce
Pierce.
Hawthorne.
Pierce Hawthorne, yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
That makes sense for you.
Very much so. I'm gonna go with Troy.
Waiting on you,
I know.
Curator.
Like with Troy, like he says like the most random shit that will fly out. Like what was it? They were talking about like butterfly effect. How like something could go wrong here, but a tsunami will hit like Japan or something like that. Slams down the book. He's like, "Why would you say?" I got a call, and he like calls his like pen pal buddy in Japan. Hey, are you okay? Okay, this call costs a lot. Bye. It's like hangs up. Or like the best one with him, it's just like, achoo. Hey, Troy seems like a girl. How about I pound you like a boy? That didn't sound
come
right.
out right.
Yeah.
I reference that as much as I can.
You do too.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go with Jeff, just because
You are very much Jeff.
after this last weekend especially, I'm always the leader. And like I've got a dozen horror authors and they all turn to me and they go, "So Chance, what are we doing?" And I'm like, "Well, what the fuck? Why am I in charge?"
First of all, I just got here. Secondly,
Yeah.
why are you putting me at the helm?
That is a question I have asked for a very long time. I can only assume it's my dashing good looks, my impeccable facial hair,
No.
my exuberant, voluptuous hair of my normal head.
Swing and a miss.
Normal head.
Normal.
It's a completely normal head.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know, man.
I don't know what you're getting at.
Once you get to like that status of like being like the ultimate icon leader, you got to do what Jeff does. If people are talking, they can't stop. You just got to lean against the wall and just go. Yeah, just keep sip.
My brother would always go, "This is what you're doing. This is what I want you to do."
Yeah. Jeff is a zombie. Still cool. No. Yeah, he just like one hand and like just punching buttons. But yes, Community easily on my list for favorite sitcoms.
For sure. I mean, Community is one of my favorites. Just the way they handle parody.
Yes.
And satire.
One of the best at that. Like the Ass Crack Bandit episode.
Yes.
Where they set it up like a David Fincher fucking movie. Like, it's so fucking funny. And that they got Ben Folds to do the Ass Crack Bandit song.
Oh, shit.
For that. Where it's like, oh, ASSCRACK Bandit.
Oh, man.
Like, it's so stupid, where it's like, it was 4:45, but it was quarter to ass. You thought you were clear, but your friends were half-mast.
I got
stupid.
I showed this show to my wife last year, and she is still stuck on the last season because she doesn't want it to end. She was like, "Has there any more seasons?"
The last season in particular is real fucking good.
Oh, yes.
Because you get Paget Brewster as Frankie.
Oh, yeah.
And then you get fucking Keith David as Elroy. And it's like those two additions in the final season, like I wish they had been there from the start.
The way that they introduce Elroy into selling Dean Pelton his
The
the VR.
the VR operating system.
And on this day, Jesus wept. Can you stop
Stop
saying
saying Jesus
yeah,
wept.
exactly. Yeah. Oh, such a great
Just
fucking
immediate. Just stop saying Jesus wept.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Oh, it's so stupid. Elroy, there's a particular line that I like in that episode where he's introduced, where he's Jeff calls him out for clearly designing a ripoff of Angry Birds on an iPad after he's been
Yes.
defending VR. Uh, it's like we were building worlds within worlds. And it's like, well, do you know what VR did to the 90s? Did you watch Lawnmower Man? He's like, watch it. I consulted on it. Took Brigitte Nelson to the premiere. That's such a stupid fucking line.
Oh,
But when he kicks Jeff, he's like, get out. Get out of my Winnebago. And Jeff goes, you're not allowed to say that like it's a punishment.
yeah. Well,
And it says, but he also says, with your meaty feet. And Jeff looks down at his feet and then looks back at the Winnebago and goes, my feet aren't meaty.
yeah.
Which is also the second half of Jeff's character that he had to double check.
With Jeff, I think my favorite line from him is when the bottle episode. When right at the beginning, he's like calling up his date. He's just like, hi, yeah, I'm not going to make it. Well, I don't care about your disappointment. I'm doing a bottle episode. Just throws his fucking phone on the table.
And Abed just goes,
yeah.
well, that was Britta. Britta was his date. And he was doing a fake call. But yes.
Oh, yeah. No, that was too fucking good. But yeah.
Gwynnifer, I think, was the name he chose. Gwynnifer, sorry, I have to cancel. Doing a bottle episode.
Yeah. Woof. Community has always got a special place in our heart. Easily.
The movie's happening.
Is it?
Yes, it was officially announced.
Yes. 6 seasons of the movie. Yes.
Yeah, Peacock, I think, is who picked it up.
Oh fuck.
But yeah, it's coming out on Peacock. And I think the official title is # and a movie.
That's good. That's good.
I think that, from what I've heard, that's the official title. But also Dan Harmon said Donald Glover was down to clown.
Yes, we're getting the whole cast back. Nice.
I want everybody back. I want Pierce back, even though he's dead.
Oh yeah, like I'm sure they could write something in there.
Oh, he faked his death.
Easy.
That sounds like something Pierce would do.
Yeah.
I faked my death
just to want more respect and attention from the study group.
Yeah. No, I'm all about it.
Oh yeah.
I think it's kind of funny how so there's a movie called I think like A Stupid and Frivolous.
Yeah, it's based on the National Lampoons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the guy who plays Jeff Winger, I can't think of his name right offhand.
Joel McHale.
Joel McHale, yes, thank you. He plays Chevy Chase in the movie.
He does too, yeah.
He does a fantastic job.
Playing a young Chevy. Oh yeah, he's
like such a great movie.
He spent a lot of time with old Chevy.
That's true.
Yeah, that movie is so great. I highly recommend it. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, I've seen it. I thought it was good.
I love it.
So, what's your next pick there, Chance, for favorite TV shows? We're on our third choices.
American Dad.
Oh, yes.
What is a classic? I prefer that over Family Guy every day of the week.
Absolutely every goddamn day.
All I got to hear is Steve Smith, and I'm there.
Kim and I actually, for our 10th anniversary, I booked, I don't know, I'm blanking on his name now.
Seth MacFarlane?
No. It's the voice actor
who plays Steve Smith.
I'll look it up for you.
What? Scott Grimes.
Okay.
My wife yells from the other room, and she's right. It's Scott Grimes. Scott Grimes. I booked him on Cameo to sing my wife and I a anniversary song as Steve Smith.
I love it how he just hams it up with a happy
Yeah,
anniversary.
yeah, it's super cute.
Now get down to some snogging.
Yeah.
Fuck, that killed me.
So
Oh,
yeah, American Dad is like it's my favorite of the McFarlane cartoons. Uh yeah, I think it's better than Family Guy. I think it's better than the Cleveland Show. I think it's better than anything that he's touched.
I agree.
And I think at this point, American Dad succeeds despite him. Like he's still the voice of all this. He has nothing to do with any of the production.
Oh wow.
It's on TBS. Like it's its own thing now. So he still does the voice
Of like,
for Stan and Roger.
yeah.
They still
But
make that show?
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, it's still
Damn.
going. Yeah.
Yeah, like it just started along with was it King of the Hill that got added
Yeah.
to Disney Plus. All seasons of American Dad get added to Disney Plus now.
I need to watch King of the Hill again. I'd like it a lot.
That was a
I
good
just wonder what they're gonna do about, the loss of,
I imagine they're either just gonna ignore them or say that they died.
Yeah.
or that they moved away and never came back.
Yeah, because I mean Lucky and Luann are both
Both
dead.
dead.
So
Yeah, that you were the one that I found out that it was fucking Tom Petty that
yeah.
voiced, and I didn't even think of that one. Shit. What you got next for your pick there, Gnome? Your third.
Ah, shit. Probably Futurama.
You know
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
I'll join mine with you because that was my second choice coming up.
Yeah,
But
Futurama is just such a classic. I love all the bits. I hate the sad episodes though, because I watch that to smile,
I
not to
mean,
cry.
you know what? Like, sure, like anyone can make like an adult comedy, but like to fit some heart into it, like I
Mhm.
enjoy it. Like,
I hate it. I hate it. I want to
oh,
smile and laugh.
there's
I fe-
not there's like I think a few episodes where it really fucking messed me up, and
like Jurassic Park,
oh yeah, that's fucking up there.
the one with his nephew.
Oh, you mean his brother?
No, like if at the end of the episode, it finds out that his nephew did everything he wanted to do.
I thought that was his brother.
Is his brother's son?
Oh yes, okay, okay, that makes more sense now. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of great episodes, easily with Futurama,
Like
and I enjoy them all.
like when they send Fry on that planet, like the humanity has a war with some aliens that just are bouncy balls,
Yeah.
and they beat the shit out of Fry.
They have to wind their fucking guns, and it's like playing Pop Goes the Weasel.
And
Oh,
they're like, we chose the 5 words or Bender's top 5 words to set off this bomb.
it's a real pain in the what's the word, lower back area. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, good shit though. Might as well skip me for my choice because yeah, it's Futurama for second. What about you there, Chance?
Parks and Recreation.
That's a great show.
I watched a few episodes. Carol tried to get me into that series, along with How I Met Your Mother. And I didn't mind How I Met Your Mother. Parks and Rec, I was there for maybe a season. And I enjoyed like Ron Swanson's character.
Once they figure out how to make Chris Pratt's character work,
Yeah.
he makes the show.
Oh, okay.
And the
Yeah,
writers
like-
hated him.
Season 1 is a little tough.
Okay.
Season 2 is good. But season 3 is where Parks and Rec becomes Parks and Rec. But yeah, they did hate Chris Pratt's character. There's the famous anecdote where Michael Schur, who's the creator of the show and one of the main writers, also created The Office, American, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, The Good Place. Like he did all of those. But there's the flu episode where Leslie has the flu, and Chris Pratt sitting at one of the computers in the park's office, which obviously is not connected to any internet because it's a set computer. And they're watching, like, the camera comes out of the office, Leslie's walking out, and Andy says, Chris Pratt says, Leslie, I typed your symptoms into the bar here, and it says you might have network connectivity issues. And Michael Schur was so mad, not because he improv'd, but because that was funnier than anything he ever could have thought of.
Oh,
That's fucking good.
Because how is that not the perfect? It says you may have network connectivity issues.
oh,
Like, no one can write a line that good. That's spur of the moment wit.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
you can't write that.
Oh no,
I
not
love-
at all.
I love the outtake when he's like, I got that thing for you, and I got somebody's briefcase. And you're like, oh, thanks, man. I knew you could do it, but you might want to return that. That belongs to somebody. Yeah, you're probably right. Tomahawks across the room, hits a light switch. The lights go dark,
Shatters the light switch. Shatters
to
it.
pieces, and then Rob Lowe just looks at it and goes, "That's fucking hilarious." Deadpan.
And then Andy, Chris Pratt's like, that's not something that props can fix. That's gonna take more time. Like, he's like, oh, I broke it.
And then she runs back over. They fucking Dukes of Hazzard over the desk that he jumped over
Knock
initially.
more things over down.
Fucking smokes monitors down.
Yeah. That show is amazing. It's funny. It's also very progressive.
I love the other outtake where they're like, she's like, everyone loves a good comeback story. You know, like Robert Downey Jr.
Oh,
Starts
What
standing
about,
up for
what,
things.
what about Kim Kardashian?
I don't think that's a comeback story.
Well, but in that one video, she got cum on her back.
yeah. I fucking love it.
That's it. And the guy who plays Jerry
Died.
Jim O'Hare, yeah, he died. Like, he just broke. He was just like, like, he just,
Oh,
it was the funniest thing he'd ever heard in his entire life.
fuck. What do you got for your second choice, Gnome?
There was this show called Benders. They only made one season of it, but it's like these friends that play in a shitty bottom of the barrel beer league hockey team,
Okay.
and they just get the shit beat out of them in every aspect, and their goaltender usually fucking sucks.
This sounds like slap shots almost to me.
Yeah. So like on one episode, their goaltender like couldn't make it, so they had to like get somebody else to be their goaltender. And he's like, "Oops, let in another one. Sorry. Oops, was I supposed to stop that? My bad." I like fucking block something. Are you doing this on purpose? No, I'm not.
This sounds like me and you trying to play Rocket League for fuck's sake. Are you trying to do this, man? Seriously, I'm trying to not fuck up.
No, this guy's doing it on purpose because he plays for like a rival team. He's like he's the only guy that could make it.
Yeah.
This fucking guy, really? But the only quarrel I have with the show is like they keep bringing up a kid, but it never shows the child.
Last picks, probably going to be an obvious one for me. Scrubs.
Oh my god!
I've watched that whole series time and time again, and
Where do you think we are right now?
God damn it! Not this bit again.
Oh fuck me! Yeah, that scene still fucking gets to me as many times
As
I've
it
watched
should. As it fucking should. It's a beautifully fucking rendered scene.
Take pictures of what?
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Oh, it just fucking hits you too, man. Like, I think like even the
my only complaint about this show, I love Scrubs. My only complaint is all of the women are written as fucking crazy bitches.
Well, they are women.
See, but no.
we're
What is fucking
literally
with
doing
you?
episode 1 bit for bit right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, like your response to him. Same fuck as episode 1.
I
Yeah.
don't remember that
No.
far.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I don't remember any of that. Don't worry.
I do remember the first episode. Like, all right, what are we talking about? This episode of Scrubs that had the one guy from The Mummy,
Brendan Fraser.
and then he dies, but this episode doesn't tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
until
yeah.
way later. Yeah,
But yeah,
that was
I do agree with you there, Chance. Like he does write like all the females like as just real like bitches.
Yeah.
don't refer to them as females. Refer to them as women. All right.
But yeah, it's an amazing show. I think like the moment that still will get me the worst, aside from Brendan Fraser's death in there, is the series finale episode. It has like JD walk out and
like projecting on the background.
yeah, it's got
Yeah.
like the Book of Love playing. And I was like,
Yeah.
fuck, I'm not ready for this shit to be done. But yeah, it's great.
It's a good finale.
It
like,
is.
There's very few shows that get a good finale.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Scrubs, if you ignore the new era, whatever bit they tried to do.
Yeah, forget it. Don't even watch it.
Yeah, I when he started becoming like a professor or whatever at a school, I dipped out then. I've never finished it.
That was I mean, they only did the one season of that.
I wasn't happy. I watched the whole season and I was like, you guys should have just left it be.
Yeah.
But yeah, great fucking series. Chance, final one for the pick. Final one.
Okay, I've said American Dad.
You said
I've
Seinfeld.
said Seinfeld. I've said
Spaced. And Parks and Rec.
Okay, well then, yeah, I guess it's Bob's Burgers.
All right. I don't hear many people like, at least the ones that I've encountered. They usually put Bob's Burgers like way low at the list.
Oh no, Bob's Burgers is amazing.
Burgers
Everyone should
fantastic.
watch it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's those like queer friendly cartoon on a mainstream network right now.
Okay.
Like it's so cool.
They're
It's so
very-
funny.
And like I watched some video about it that how like you can either look at the Belcher parents, Bob and his wife, as either
Linda.
Linda. Yeah, I don't know why I'm really bad with names all of a sudden today. As either fucking awful parents or amazing parents.
Amazing parents.
Because like all the shenanigans their kids get into, but they're not helicopter parents.
No, yeah, they had no idea what the kids are up to, like 90% of the time.
Yeah.
No, they're amazing. And there's a great sense of continuity in the show.
Okay.
Like, okay, so they still have like the Simpsons kind of thing where like they're all perpetually the same age.
Okay.
But events that have happened. And like so like the movie happened this summer and now this new season is a continuation from the film.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So there's continuity in terms of when things happened, even though
Excuse me.
characters don't age.
It seems like just like either a really long summer, but they also go to school sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of school stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's a kind of deal you have to, just accept with a animated show.
I mean, look at South Park. They've been in fourth grade for about
A long ass time.
Right.
22 years.
Well, like they just celebrated their 25th anniversary already.
Yeah, but they were in third grade for a couple seasons, I think.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the first, I think it was around like season 4. They
I
got
thought it
into
was
fourth
season
grade.
3.
Somewhere around there, they got into fourth grade. Finally.
Yeah. And then they had Mr. Garrison as their teacher again. They're like, fuck!
They were all pissed off. Even came in with Mr. Hat.
Mr. Hat!
You go to hell, and you die. All right. So, what was your last one? No.
Archer.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Still one I got to get around to watch too.
I used to make one of my exes really mad because I would always quote it as much as possible.
Is it Danger Zone? Because I know I hear that quote from that show quite often.
Danger Zone! Something Danger Zone? Hey, Lana.
Danger Zone.
Danger Zone!
Yeah, my I always would like the and order salt to put in your eyes. I don't know if they grade it, but
Oh, it was sand.
yeah.
I'm gonna rub
course.
sand. Do you think I like punishing you, Woodhouse? Now I have to get sand rubbing your beady little eyes. I'm not sure how they grade it, but of course.
Such a stupid fucking line.
Oh.
You were very convincing, sir. See this dog? This dog's fucking awesome. Woodhouse, he's definitely coming over tonight.
So
The following morning, Woodhouse, there's a dog in my house. Why is there a dog in here? Don't ever trust me, no matter how convincing I am when I'm drunk. No dogs in the house, Woodhouse. Now I have to punish you.
fuck.
I can't make you eat spider webs. We did that last week.
So what's your topic?
Movies that I have. Well, the touchback in a previous subject. Movies that we have seen that fucked us up because we were too young for it.
Okay.
There was one movie I saw many, many years ago. I was a very young lad, but it had. I'm pretty sure I recall it had multiple horror stories in this one film. And there was this one where this guy's like in this small castle or whatever, and there's this painting, and there's like lightning or whatever would flash, and he starts screaming, and the painting is showing like a zombie or something popping out of a grave, and each time it flashes, it's getting closer and closer to it's like because it's a painting of the castle, it's like an outside shot of the castle that he's in, and the zombie's getting closer with each time that flashes, and he has nowhere to go because there's only one way in and out, and on the other side of that door is a zombie that's approaching.
I don't think I've heard of this one.
Yeah, it doesn't ring a bell for me either.
Because for a minute when you're talking about like different bits or stories, I immediately assume it was like Creepshow, but obviously that's nothing from the Creepshow films I know of.
It was fucking weird, and for some reason, I always imagined there being a painting in my room, and a zombie's approaching my front door every time it flashes. Every time there's that thunderstorm, he's getting closer and closer.
You're just like, oh shit.
So yeah, that kept me awake for randomly throughout my years at night because that was terrifying.
Fuck. Well, if that fucked you up, what else got at you then?
Well, we know about the Jason movie.
Yeah, Friday the 13th, the first one.
Yeah, that scared the shit out of me. Afraid of lakes for the longest time because it pops out.
Yeah. For me, it's still just Jaws. Doesn't matter. Open waters. I'm not in it. Fuck no.
Yeah. No, it was never never really saw Jaws. so that never bothered me. But I do remember there was a restaurant next door to my house, my mom's house, that had movie posters, and that was one of them.
Okay. Yeah, like
That was
if you were to watch Jaws like today, like it
it
doesn't
probably
the mechanical shark doesn't really wouldn't bother
didn't age.
most.
I don't know. It depends. Like you see it so little. Like the
Yeah.
anticipation, the dread.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Uh, yeah, the shark itself, sure. Does it hold up? Okay.
Yeah.
But the filmmaking that leads to it being so scary, yeah. That holds up.
Anytime
I,
I'm near open waters, that's all I fucking hear is just the Jaws theme. I'm like, I'm fucking good. If
even if it's like
oh
a lake or whatever.
yeah, lake too. Even though yeah, a shark wouldn't be in a lake because like I'm like as we've spoken before, like where I live in Canada, I'm not even fucking near an ocean. I'm in the middle of butt fuck nowhere.
Yeah,
But but like it's just oh like I've been to Mexico, I've been to different parts of the states where water or ocean is nearby. And whether it's there or even in where I live, if I'm near a lake, that's all I fucking hear when I'm nearby. I'm like, I'm good. I'm gonna stay the fuck out of that water. Nope.
yeah. I have no issue with like I don't think of like sharks or anything when I'm near a body of water. But I've heard like more recently, there's been like shark spottings in like some rivers and like southern U.S. Like they're
Hmm.
like going up like the rivers and shit.
Oh wow. Yeah, for here,
Yeah,
I don't think so here, really. But yeah, no, anywho, that's all I could just hear if I'm just nearby it. But like, so those are the two films that really scarred you. I know, like the Thriller. No, was it Thriller? Or was some music video that fucked you up on New Year's?
honestly, the Thriller kind of fucked me up too. That kind of unlocked the memory.
Yeah.
I was like with my uncle, and he's like probably like 10 years older than me. Not like ridiculously older than me, but he's like around my brother's age. And we were watching the Thriller music video when I was a young lad. Terrified me.
Hmm.
I don't know why.
Okay. Well, that's fair. Yeah, like the only other person I know that the Thriller music video really fucked up was one of my cousins. And yeah, he saw it at a young age too, and even just hearing the song Thriller will just set him off when he was just very little. Now he doesn't give a fuck. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I hear you on that. Yeah, there you go. We have Thriller dance.
Stop! I'm having flashbacks.
It's Thriller. It's Thriller night.
Oh, wait, didn't Vincent Price lend his
Yes.
voice onto that for the intro? Yeah, I thought
Yes, he
so.
did.
Oh, such a good one. Rest in peace, legend.
Yeah.
Legend. Yes.
Yeah, but
I've got a Vincent Price piece. He's under the Skelly
yes, the
over here.
portrait of him,
Yeah.
so badass, so bad. No, so
Yeah.
we're in November. You've missed October for horror
Yeah.
stuff. Can you at least tell us you watched anything new horror lately,
Sadly not. I
buddy?
can't. I can't take them. I don't blame you.
Actually,
I'm a little bitch.
actually, there is one I'm finally gonna watch this week because I borrowed a copy from a friend of mine, and it's thanks to the Curator horror and all of his guests that have talked about this film almost every episode. Nope. A part of me didn't want to
Fuck
see
yeah.
it just because I'm not really one for like the whole alien stuff. But then like for how much you guys talked about, I'm like, okay, well, it is Jordan Peele and he is doing good. And then what really said it for me is that since my family and I are going to California in the winter for 2 weeks, In the Universal Studios backlot tour, they added a set from Nope to the
Nice.
tour, and what it looks like a Western carnival of some sort. And
Yeah.
it drives right through it, and apparently something big goes on that really makes you feel like you're in it. I'm like, okay, I gotta watch Nope to understand this reference.
Yeah.
So
Oh man, that movie.
they got a lot
That
of
movie.
merch out in Universal, like shirts and whatnot from that film.
That movie fucks
Yeah.
for sure. Like it's so fucking good.
What
Um, it's kind of funny that they're doing like merchandising off of it, considering the film. But
Mm.
uh,
I mean, if it's successful, that shit's gonna be flying like crazy.
but I mean, like the message that the film is sending.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
it's funny that they're doing merch. Uh, yeah, no, that it's fucking great. Yeah, if they added a bit to the Universal tour for it though, you should definitely see the film beforehand.
Yeah, like it just all I saw was that the tram pulled in, something went off, and it freaked out a bunch of the guests on the tour. I was like, okay, so I gotta watch this film to understand this reference for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, like merch wise, I was looking online, and it looks like a lot of the shirts are based on like the fictional businesses
Okay.
that are
You
in
can
the
do that.
film.
Yeah.
One, I remember it had a picture of a parrot with a pirate's hat and an eye patch on it.
Uh, mhm.
Yeah, but I can't remember the name for the life of me. But yeah, I'll be watching that this week for sure, along with X and Pearl. That's on my list
Oh
this
yeah.
week.
I have not seen Pearl,
Yeah.
but I have seen X, and it's amazing.
Mm. Other than that, the only thing I'm looking very much forward to this week is Wakanda Forever. Was my wife managed to score us midnight release tickets for that one, and I haven't been to a
Nice.
midnight release since Endgame. And so that's going to be fucking wild. I'm excited for it. The big rumor that's been going around is that Doctor Doom might be in it, which
Mm,
I'm in for it. I'd welcome it. But as far as I know, there's supposed to be like two end credit scenes, and they're going to be introducing two new characters to the MCU.
mm.
So there's that as well. So who knows? But
Hey,
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
that is very, very true. So is there any other horror movies or any movies on your guys' list that you're going to watch or gonna go out
I've been,
of your way?
I've been meaning to watch Mad God.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, yeah.
It is so good. Like, it's beautifully disturbing, that I will say. The colors, the visuals are just incredible. Uh, there, there really is next to no dialogue,
That's
though.
fine.
So if that's not your thing, heads up. But it's like you don't need the fucking dialogue. The visuals tell you the story right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good, gruesome, not really scary. It's just disturbing and eerie and sometimes. But yeah, definitely go see Mad God. It's only on Shudder, but if you're gonna
Yep.
subscribe to Shudder, which we're not a sponsor, so Shudder, if you're listening, call us. Um,
Call the curator first.
yeah, him first, then us.
Yeah.
Don't call me. I won't answer.
It could be a package deal. Curator and BPGN on that one.
Yeah. Let's talk.
Yeah. But if you are gonna watch Mad God, you have to watch Deadstream.
Yeah.
Fuck. Like it make like think of like well, I know you have not seen Evil Dead, but it's like Evil Dead 2, but if Ash was like a YouTube streamer.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's so good.
Or think of it like I don't know, whatever YouTube streamer, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, whatever. And they're in a haunted house and they are in an actual haunted house and like demonic shit happens, but it's more comedic than it is scary. Like there's a few moments, sure, but like
Yeah.
it's so fucking funny. Yeah, definitely put that on your list though, Gnome. Absolutely. But yeah, well, that's going to do it today for another episode of BBGN. Thank you guys very much for joining us. We are going to try and keep up with scheduling here. BBGN will probably go a little quiet over the winter. We might have some pre-recorded episodes to release, but I'll be taking a bit of a breather, mainly for a vacation in the end of December, and then starting video game development school in January. So a little bit of heads up. If you guys are interested in checking out all of us on the web, you can find Curator Horror on his podcast, Terrifying Tomes of Terror, as well as on Twitter. And I believe you're starting to post on Instagram as well there.
Yeah. Instagram's the whole thing at Curator of Horror. TikTok at Curator of Horror.
I think I follow you on Instagram.
Nice.
Yeah, I gotta support my friends.
And once again, it is I, the Big Red Gamer, alongside with me,
Curator of Horror, Chance Forshee.
and alongside with him,
Papa Gnome.
take care, everyone. We'll see you around the next time. As always, Excelsior.